Anytime somebody else just jumped in. John keeps jumping out. Jack?
Yeah.
I'll be right back in. I'm still here. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess we are live now. Sweet.
Sorry.
We're live. We're
Hello,
live.
everybody.
Woohoo! Nice.
Yeah, I got it's a full house tonight once again, and happy to be back here on this nice Tuesday night. It's unseasonably warm Tuesday night in Michigan.
Yes.
It's ridiculous. It's I went outside and broke a sweat. I turned around and came back in very slowly because I still can't walk, right? But I got my ass back in the house.
You can't be breaking a sweat. So.
No, yeah, I can't. I just like yeah. I was like
That's
this.
why we have the air on.
Yeah. So I had it. So now I'm cold and I'm wearing a hoodie. I'm setting myself up for pneumonia. That's what's happening. So thank you everybody for joining us. We're actually coming to you as part of this is Indie Vault, and we're actually part of Indeevent Crypt Week this weekend or this week. Started on the 9th. It's gonna wrap up on the 13th, Friday the 13th. Most unluckiest day ever. And it is it's gonna be it's been a pretty cool event so far. So of course we had to stick our heads in there and mess up the whole thing for them, really bring the quality of the whole of it. No, I'm just kidding. So happy to be a part of that.
When is it over?
The 13th. Almost February 13th. Friday the 13th.
Friday.
Right.
Okay.
So Geekgasm tomorrow was also a part of it, and so we're happy to be a part of that.
Our breakfast buzz will be part of it as well.
Yeah. So it's all this week.
Yep.
We're part of Indeevent, which is, if you don't know, it's an independent. I guess it kind of started off as an independent con, but it's kind of morphed into like this gathering of creatives, which is pretty cool. Happy to be a part of it. Dorothy is in the house. Hey, Randy and Indie Princess. Hello.
Hello.
And so Randy, I'm gonna run the intro, and then
we have to make the morning announcement, or we have to make the announcement.
What announcement is that?
I'm not wearing any pants. Film at 11.
Well, usually, I think Lola's not wearing pants; she's wearing shorts. But we can't tell.
Lola's got the shoot cam.
Yeah, the shoe cam is back. One of the final times we'll see it this year. So it's a weird
Geekgasm. Better enjoy it now, folks.
Yeah, it's weird to say that. It's weird.
Weird
to say this. Like one of the final times we're gonna see Lola on Indie Vault this year.
It is.
Yeah.
On Indie Vault is the last time this year I'll be here.
Yeah.
That's because we're running into mid-November. Thank goodness.
Yeah. We'll roll the intro and then we'll be right back. Here we go.
Comics are awesome.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are not necessarily those of Indeevent Media, LLC, and do not reflect the official policy or position of any guest or sponsors. Viewer discretion is advised.
It is advised because we get in trouble all the time. Hello, everybody out there. My name is Varian Grant.
I'm in trouble with my wife.
Yeah. My name is Varian Grant. I am the founder of Indeevent Media LLC. Started making comics way back in 2008. I'm a comic book artist, writer, publisher, husband, geek, father, reluctant taxpayer.
Keep going.
Stunt double for Donald Glover. Just all kinds of things. And certified asshole. Certified asshole.
I knew you were chasing after more titles.
Yeah. I got Lord and Reverend, man. That was it. And happy to have you guys here with us. As always, I am joined by, for the final time this year on Indie Vault Live, the Indie Princess. Hello.
Hey.
And of course, Mr. Randy Zimmerman.
Hey, everybody. I'm Randy Zimmerman. I'm a longtime independent comics creator and everythinger. I've done just about everything in this business that you can imagine, including retail for about a decade, coordinated conventions, which still maybe will still go on despite, if things get straightened out. And right now, I'm an award-winning commercial artist and graphic artist whose specialty is sequential art for advertising and educational purposes. Plus, I have the Zim Geek channel also here on YouTube. Please like and subscribe. And I'm part of the Indie Vault podcast. So I've done a lot of stuff, seen a lot of things.
Sorry, too many things, and you've also
Too
gotten
many
to the point where you now have like this show to do, Breakfast Buzz, Sunday Funnies.
Well, I co-host the Breakfast Buzz. You do the Breakfast Buzz. So. Sunday Funnies, though, where we talk about the more lighter side of comics. Well, I do that on Sundays.
Yeah.
And I have no idea who's on this week. And please stop asking me for my wife's tamale recipe.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to make sure that you
It's one of those family secrets we can't pass on.
just pass the recipe out, man. Come on, share it.
Be haunted by Grandpa Ybarra for the rest of our days.
When I do it for my surgery, I want some.
Yeah, we'll make sure you get some after your
Well,
surgery.
that could be arranged.
Joe Cotton says, is Danny single? I'm departing the Lola train. Choo choo.
You're leaving me.
We haven't even introduced our guests yet, and we've got people lusting after them.
We'll start with Danny. Danny, who are you?
And folks, we'll get this tic-tac-toe board straightened out here shortly, and we'll start playing our game here. No, just kidding. Go ahead. Danny, introduce yourself.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Danny Julian. Yes, I'm married, and yes, I love tamales, but I'm not going to ask for the recipe because that sounds dangerous. I am an indie comic book illustrator, writer, and prose novelist. I have been since about 2009, I think. God, I'm old. Been on a couple of bestsellers. I currently have a live action film option for my first horror comic, and I just recently published a new fantasy illustrated prose novel, hence the ears, gotta be festive. And you can generally find me creeping around Instagram at Danny Quick Draw and just, making general shenanigans.
Most of our listeners love shenanigans.
Here we go.
Well, most of them. Some of them get upset.
Yeah.
Hey, Shinobi, introduce yourself, sir.
Hey everyone, my name is Sean from 8-Bit Shinobi. I started this business about 2 years ago. I traveled conventions setting up game stations, and I've been working on my own comic book with my art team, and we're hoping to get it out by next year. We currently have a campaign running, and right now I'm drinking my own brand of berry mead. I call it Vampire.
Mead makers unite.
Yeah.
Marco, how are you, sir?
Hey, I'm good. Again, thanks for having me. So my name is Marco Rudi. I am I'm a comic book artist. I'm a painter as well, and a would-be writer. I mean, I've been in the comic book industry for nearly 14 years now, and mostly working with the DC and Marvel stuff. And I'm finally releasing a book that I've written that is currently on Kickstarter. I'm also a painter, so the whole book is painted in traditional acrylics.
Sweet.
The campaign actually ends on Friday the 13th at 1 p.m. So it's cutting it short now, and we're just about getting we're like 90% funded or something. So I hope this thing helps a little bit as well. And at the same time, I'm also running a sale on all of my original artwork for the stuff that I've done for Marvel and DC over the years to help fund the campaign.
It's okay. You can list those titles if you want.
Oh, what man?
We don't fault you for that. It's all right.
I am mostly known for the New 52 Swamp Thing, for a book called The Marvel Knights Spider-Man, for an ongoing series with the Winter Soldier, and there's a bunch of stuff in between. But I would say those are the longest periods that I've worked on a single book.
Cool.
And so yeah, I did. I call it I work on some books that nobody bought. So I work on a bunch of ongoing series at DC that were like lower tiers, and because they were lower tiers, editorial gave us carte blanche to do whatever, which basically was a good boost to creativity. So yeah, I suppose we'll keep talking about our projects down the line. So I won't go too much into the campaign or anything. But
we'll get around. We'll get around to that.
Yeah. But that's it. That's me.
Cool.
And we'll start. I'm sorry. Meredith said strike a pose. That was my manga pose. Peace signs.
Yeah.
Now we got Nando back with us again. Seasons still on Indiegogo. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good, Varian. Yeah. So, Seasons. I was here, a week or two ago, and for Seasons Volume 2 on Kickstarter, and we made the goal and we hit it, and we hit the first stretch goal. Yeah, thank you. Rand.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I love being on here, and I wanted to come back and share the campaign on Indiegogo right now. We transitioned over there mainly just to hit more stretch goals and to kind of, I wanted to experiment with Indiegogo and see how it went. It's my first Indiegogo campaign, and you can get most of the same rewards that were on the Kickstarter, but there's some, I kind of streamlined it, simplified it for people. But yeah, I'm a comics creator and writer. I've been making comics for about 4 or 5 years now, and I'm still pretty new at this and pretty young, but I'm really excited, and I'm really happy with the work that I've been able to do. And Seasons, it's a really big passion project for me, and I'm really excited. Right now for the campaign, it's just trying to hit these stretch goals to get expedited shipping and really cool things for everyone on both Indiegogo and Kickstarter, and it's just kind of seeing how the campaign goes over there, and just really excited to share it with everyone.
See, I think that I joked about you make that book being made to make me cry. You think you slick?
That's right. Yeah.
I can tell a book's gonna make me cry a mile away. Damien, are you still there? We just lost video on you.
We can skip over him. There you are. Hey.
Oh. Hey.
We were just coming to you and you ran off.
Hey, everybody. Good to see everybody. It's really good to be on the show. I'm Damien. I'm a writer. I guess technically I've been in comics for 10 years. 10 years ago is when I decided to stop doing photography and theater and switch over to making comics. I don't know why I decided to do that. It's been a crazy, insane ride since, but I'm here. Good to see y'all. 5 years ago, I had my first graphic novel come out. This spring, I had my second come out. Monitor came out through Broken Icon Comics, but because of COVID, we couldn't really print any. So we've got a Kickstarter starting on Sunday. I see a couple of you guys have Kickstarter starting, or you're in the throes of the pain, and the passion. It's, Kickstarter is such a rush. It's a thrill. So good luck to all of you who've got campaigns going right now.
I put out a Facebook status over the weekend. I said, running back-to-back Kickstarter or back-to-back crowdfunding campaigns, no matter where they're at, will age you 8 years in office. And people agree. They were like, you know what? You're right. I look horrible.
So true.
Being president ages you, but running a Kickstarter, is like twice as bad, right?
Yeah, I know someone who aged like a banana. It was horrible. I was like, wow.
Like avocado.
Yeah.
Does that mean in 3 days they were completely brown?
That's what happened to me. It was like, I didn't start out like this. You should see what it's done to my credit score.
And squishy.
John Martin. Hello, sir.
Hey, how's it going?
That's an actor's name I've ever heard one. John Martin in, whatever movie it is. That's an actor's name. You wasted it on comics, sir.
Do what?
You wasted your great name on comics.
It's an de plume. Come on.
That's not true. You haven't actually seen me. I'm a rather big guy. I mean, shoot. There's some that would say I wasted my size on comics because of my sheer just the width of my shoulders.
Now I see that you get the behind you says John the Vampire Martin.
Yeah, that was an old nickname somebody gave me because I love vampires.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just an old nickname. That's all. Try to distinguish myself from everybody else.
Huh. Well,
Okay.
tell us a little bit about your book. Just a little bit.
All right. Well, I am one of a few people that are working on the book Friar Rush. We finished up a Kickstarter campaign back in, I think it was finished up at the end of August. I inked the book, several covers, and I actually did a variant cover for it also. I penciled and inked it, and Mickey Clausen colored it. I'm also a sketch card artist for Upper Deck, and I'm also just found out Sunday I got asked on our Silverline Comics Sunday thing because this is all with Silverline. I'm inking the book called Wolf Hunter that will be coming out in the new year.
We've had a number of Silverline people on the show, including Roland. Yeah.
Yeah, Roland brought me on himself.
Awesome.
Very cool. Yeah, wolves. I don't mess with wolves. Werewolves, they scare me. Nope, can't do it. Everett, how are you?
Hi, doing well.
Introduce yourself, please.
My name is Everett Hebert. I do some comics under the brand Humid Press. They're all based in the Gulf Coast region. It's mostly superhero stuff right now. I plan on branching out in the future. Right now, I've got a Indiegogo going for the second issue of a book called Taffy Jack. It's about a young black boy who gets stretching powers. We'll also be reprinting the first issue because I've got like 10 copies left. So anybody who needs to get caught up will be able to. Also available in that campaign is a book called Tex-Mex, Mechs.
Good for you.
And
it's a good name.
Thank you. And another one is Humid Press Presents, which is an anthology title. And those are previously published, but available as rewards or perks or whatever they call them. This is my first campaign, so it's all very new to me. We are at 43%, and I think we have 22 days left. So, I'm hopeful we get funded so we can get things rolling because we're already working on number 3 so that we can get that out pretty quickly after number 2.
Yeah. Randy always says before you start a Kickstarter or any type of crowdfunding program, Kickstarter, Indiegogo, try to at least have the book at least a third done.
Yeah.
And we're gonna come to a question about that later on tonight. Someone got in a lot of trouble. I guess they did. Someone did get a lot of trouble. From the chat, CM Boo says Lola's gonna be okay. Yeah, Lola's got to go away for a little while. She's actually she said it before she's having surgery, and they tell her it's going to be 4 months recovery. So she's, of course we'll track her return. We'll run vignettes like WWE, which is getting ready to come back. We'll hide little things in my background, like a high heel or something. I'll have her, shoot me over a heel or something. We'll just
because you don't want to see Varian's shoe cam.
No. It's all Nikes and stuff right now, anyway. And right now it's a bit cast. Well, it was cast. Yeah. Full panel, nice, says Ryan Pond. Wubba Fett says, "Hey John, Martin."
Wubba is actually doing the next story arc for Cat and Mouse.
Okay.
Cool.
He's penciling that. So,
and that's also through Silverline.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Now, I know you guys have talked a little about if you've seen the show before. We have questions that are wrote in and sent to us, and we're gonna go through some of these questions real quick.
And they run the full range, so just so you know.
Yeah. Some of the questions are.
We should also point out at this point that we are TVMA DLSV, just in case they get a little racy.
Yeah. All right. So, you guys, Randy, should we start with a question that's
Do we have any? Do we have any opening radio numbers?
We do not, but give me 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, they're still
catching up to us.
Yeah, so I'll know about 5 minutes worth. Let me see here.
Mm.
Yeah, I'll know about 5, maybe 4 minutes worth. So yeah.
Cool. Well, hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon to all of our radio listeners out there. Hope you're.
I'll start with one that's going to get everybody's blood boiling. How about that?
Boil away.
All right, here we go.
Is this Darius again?
Oh,
no. Wow. It's the indie influencer. JJ. Is that AJ? AJ. It's IJ? JJ. AJ. Indie comics creators claim to want to get read. What's that symbol there?
And.
Oh, is that that's an ampersand? Sorry. And get out there. But when I ask for comp copies from EBS and others, comp copies from, okay, and others who are repeatedly on this show. Wow. Oh, he must count those video clips as actual appearances. Okay. Mostly all act like I just slapped them. I've got over 3K Indiegogo followers. Instagram. What? Instagram followers. All right. Not up on the initial lingo, though. So I'll catch up one of these days. And get 3K eyeballs on your product. It's a win for you. And I'm just trying to help for free. Might I add? And I'm constantly rejected by them. My followers don't read comics. So that's a new influence, or that's a new audience. They don't read comics. Why do you want to push comics out?
Exactly.
The indie influencer, JJ. Thanks for writing in.
I read that, and when I was putting the question together for this card, and I'm like, wow, I'm so glad that this question didn't get up there months ago, because we would have tore this guy a new one. But I think asking for comp copies, because they've been having this problem all over, influencers trying to get free hotel rooms, trying to get free food at restaurants.
Yeah.
Look, 3K followers.
There have been a lot of people ahead of you that spoiled it for the rest of you, JJ. So don't take it personal. There's a lot of people out there that like to freeload. So, I mean, if they don't take you seriously, it's just that they don't recognize who you are, and probably don't think that 3K is. I know EVS pulls down 6,000 on a bad stream himself. So
3K followers on Instagram, not bad. I don't have 3K followers.
That is when he doesn't appear on our program, because we've got a direct line into his studio.
Yeah, so he's not there right now. Look at that.
He's not there right now.
Where is he? He just vanished on us. No, Princess, do you have
he could be.
Do you have 3K followers yet? She's got to look. She's not 3K followers. Does anybody here have 3K followers on this?
Facebook, I have way more.
Yo, on Facebook, you have like that many followers. But I mean, how do you guys feel about that? I mean, we'll start with Danny. Danny, how do you feel about somebody saying, "Hey, I've got 3K followers on Instagram. Give me free books"?
I've got twice that on Instagram, and as of right now, and honestly, it's nothing. I mean, in my opinion, you have to kind of judge whether or not it's worth it.
You need a soapbox, Danny? I got one right here. There you go. Don't be afraid.
So I mean, I have almost 6,000 followers currently, which honestly is nothing. I mean, I know artists and I have friends who have hundreds of thousands to even have millions of followers.
Somebody
So I
had somebody
mean,
call it
my
in.
almost 6,000 is almost nothing. But
Yeah, it's
I
just the
mean, I'm the
landline
type
on
of
there. Sorry
person
about that.
where I thank people openly for wanting free copies, as long as their intentions are true. But I mean, just giving print copies out is expensive for anybody. And you know, I guess you could say that I try to find a kind of happy medium. I'll try to offer like a digital copy, you know, with thanks.
Yeah.
I guess it just depends on what your budget is and what you feel is appropriate. I mean, good on you for 3,000 followers. That's an accomplishment for most people. But whether or not you automatically deserve free print copies, which are expensive because you have 3,000 followers, is questionable.
Yeah, I'll say this: like we get at indievolt.com, we get free books. Usually, I tell people to review them. Hey, if you want to send me a free, if you want to send me a free book in the mail, I'll get it to one of our viewers to review. But we're okay with taking PDFs because I understand that the cost of sending out a book, you got to pay shipping. I've offered to pay shipping for people when they tell me they're going to send me a book. Hey, can I pay shipping on it? I'll even offer to give them my UPS account number so they can send me over, a book. But yeah, I can understand how that can be expensive, and I'm glad that you do offer the PDF if someone wants it. I seen someone wanted to jump in there. Was it you? Was it you, Damien? Someone want to say something?
No, I was just saying, yeah, for offering to pay for shipping. This exact scenario happened to me, so I hope that I'm not the one who offended JJ. Sorry, indie influencer, but this exact thing happened to me. Maybe that was him.
I think a lot of people don't understand the economy of publishing at this scale. So they probably think like a major publisher, because I saw in the comments someone said it was standard practice. And with bigger publishers, sure it is, because their books are probably in the 50 cent, 70 cent range to print, maybe less. But for someone like me, and I do very small runs, you're talking a book cost me landed $2.25, right? And a book is 24 or 28 pages, depending on the story. And I feel bad charging $5 for that, but I've got to make my margin somewhere. And every single sale counts to be able to break even. I'm not even talking about being profitable, just breaking even so you can keep doing it.
Yeah.
That's you guys might have better connections with printers than I have.
Yeah, I mean, most of my books cost about $2.50 and up to print for a standard, 32-page book or so.
Yeah.
I mean, again, they can be, I've got them lower than that too before. But yeah, I think that let me go to the comments real quick. Let's see here. Ralph
you're definitely going to have to run those today unless you blow them up on the screen.
Yeah.
Ralph says you thought, or you might think you're helping for free, but it's costing those creators money.
Mm-hmm. And Wubba says, unless you got Paris Hilton numbers of followers, it isn't worth it. Ralph says, in both printing and shipping. Cameron Payne says, hey, Pops, thanks for the heads up. Glenn Fleming says, hey, guys, it's 2:25 a.m. here. Can't sleep. They thought I'd tune in for a while. Thanks, Glenn.
Always welcome to tune in, Glenn.
Webcomics Reviews and Interviews says this is actually standard practice among reviewers. Publishers consider it part of the standard marketing process. Also, why limit to printed copies? Why not PDFs? And again, but this is a person who's saying that, hey, I've got I'm an influencer. I've got 3,000 followers, which you can pay for. Let's be honest, you can pay for that.
Yeah, right.
And send me
none of them read comics, apparently.
Yeah, and he said none of them read comics.
Yeah.
Well, I offered this guy a PDF and he said no. So, it was like I slapped him in the face when I was like, I'll email you a PDF. He was like, no, I don't want it.
Wow.
You know what we do is when we review the comics on IndieVote.com is I tell people, hey, if you send me a PDF, we're gonna review your book, but we don't review the production category. It's gonna say NA because we don't have that physical book to judge. Most people are okay with that. Some get mad and they say, well, you know, screw it then. I don't want to review, which is fine. You know, that's up to them. What do you? Anybody else want to say anything about this? I know, John. Did you want to weigh in on this here?
I mean, I don't have. I'm one of the newer guys in this. I guess you can say fishbowl. So I don't really 3K. I don't have 3K, but I mean, if you come at me making it sound like you absolutely have to have, you know, I'm supposed to give you one. I'm probably not going to give you one. If you're nice about it and everything like that, you know, there's a better chance you'll get a PDF. Because honestly, even though we got pretty good standing with our printer over at Silverline, but we just, I mean, we don't send out a whole lot of free copies out to people for reviews, printed copies.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand that. I want to keep up. It says sounds Ryan Pond says sounds more like a grifter. Web Comics Reviews and Interviews says if you offered a PDF and he said no, he's not a reviewer. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
you know,
I mean,
they might want that physical copy to turn around and sell later. Who knows?
Yeah, to me, there's two things here, and you know, one is apparently the people that he's talked to have been really offended, I guess, when you know, when they're asked for a PDF, or you know, like he said, it's like they're getting, you know, slapped. So like, one, I think maybe our response to people like this should be more, you know, neutral, or you know, not like, how could you, you know, ask me of this, you know, this big thing. So I think that's one. I mean, if someone were to ask me, you know, it's pretty flattering to get asked like, hey, can I read your comic or post about it, or you know, can I check it out? And I think, you know, we should be willing to be open to that. But the second red flag there is, you know, the fact that if none of his followers read comics, they're probably gonna just really swing by that post like it was, you know, like, oh, what's this doing on my feed, and you know, why is this here? And I think that you know, if anything, if we're trying to get more fans, if we're trying to market ourselves, you know, we have to go where the people are, and not just, you know, kind of hope that people see us. You know, we have to really search and dig and find where the communities are, and where you know, where the readers are. And you know, I would just suggest, you know, they can, you know, go to a website, or maybe post about, you know, the comic on the comic campaign, or if, you know, like, I think there are other ways we can kind of negotiate and compromise to where you could still work with those people, but not necessarily, you know, just give them everything you have for free and see what happens. Especially a physical copy. I think that's not the way to go unless they are specifically a comic book reviewer.
Yeah, I mean, you got a good point. We've got, and I would also say too, try to get someone. If someone doesn't want a PDF, obviously that's a big red flag. But if they take the PDF and you never hear from them again, what's it cost you? One PDF, you know? I mean, they might throw it on a torrent site, but I mean, even if they do, hey, for people listening, Randy, that radio number that you asked for right now, we are at 32411.
32411. We love you all.
Thank you guys right now listening again. I'm gonna put it at the bottom of the screen because heck, I show that off. 32411 listening right now, Indeevent Radio. Download it today on Google Play or Alexa. Shouldn't say that because she's right there when I speak. I know that I didn't even say her name when she started talking to me. Freakiest thing ever. I was about ready to walk out the house.
Where's
All
the
right.
country? Where's the country of choice right now?
Right now, we're big in Ireland.
Huge in Ireland.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
I did. So let me continue getting everyone's blood boiling.
Let the hate flow.
Yeah. Here we go.
Brandon. I think Brandon's written in before, hasn't he?
We got a couple different Brandons. This one's Brandon B. So.
Oh, Brandon B. Recently backed a book on Indiegogo from Nope.
I took the
Not
name
going to
out.
mention it.
Yep.
After it reached its funding goal super quick. Days later, though, without warning or any acknowledgement from the creator or team, the campaign totally fell way below their funding goal. Somebody got refunded and sat there for weeks. I asked for a refund before the campaign closed and was told no, they didn't meet their goal. And with crowdfunding, this is the risk you take. And I need to grow up. What the fuck?
This person got conned.
I understood those initials. Brandon B, you've been grifted.
Yeah, this person got conned.
Yeah.
I wonder if it was that first guy.
It's JJ. JJ strikes back.
I doubt it. No, it's not. JJ runs a separate site. We don't mean to disparage you, JJ. It's all good.
So on Indiegogo, they run campaigns that don't have to meet a fixed goal.
Right, they have
Correct?
flexible. They have flexible goals.
Flexible.
Yeah.
So that's what that sounds like to me.
Now, here's the thing. I looked into this a little bit. And yes, what happened was this person who has run afoul before of the program, they came out and they said, "Hey, we reached our funding goal."
This is a person who's done a campaign that's already grifted people.
Yeah, and we met our funding goal. Everything's great, and then days later, that the money that they hit when they hit that funding goal disappeared.
Miracles happen. We get our $1,500 goal.
So what happens? Okay,
So it was shills.
So so you've seen it before. Someone hits their funding goal. You say, "Oh, sweet!
All year to make that goal."
Yeah, I'll go into this, and you start putting money into it yourself. You know, everybody here puts $15-20 into it, and then that guy pulls that money out. Oh, I didn't hit my funding goal, but I'll hang on to your $400 anyway. Thanks, guys. You know, and, oh, sorry, I didn't meet my funding goal at all, but that money's mine. See you later. Now the problem is this. Here's the thing: don't feel too bad, Brandon, because this guy can pull that maybe once. That's it. No one is going to fall for it again.
And Brandon, it's very important for you to scream to Indiegogo that you got grifted. They need to know. They need to know who it was that did it and how it went down, so that they can sit there and look. And in order to make sure that this person never gets another campaign again. It's very important that you go in and complain directly to Indiegogo. And on top of that, you can let everybody else know who it was. Yes, as well.
Yeah, especially because that makes it bad for the rest of us.
Now, I believe there's a reason that we didn't pin him out, the campaign out by name.
Yeah,
or we would do it for you.
Yeah, because the last time I did it, I was the bad guy. So yeah.
Mr. Grant, are you making threats?
Yep. So and that's what happened. I got a visit from Michigan's finest, and that was bullshit. But
wow,
it was apparently you can't threaten people online. I found that out the hard way. Who knew?
It wasn't even a direct threat.
No.
But this person blew it out of proportion and complained, and literally called the cops on it. Holy crap.
Pop says influence. You have to actually be reaching fans to be an influencer. 3,000 people who don't read comics makes you an influencer of nothing. I mean, he's got a good point there. Jody McPhee says, is the person who's asking going to be a rabid fan of your work? If not, then no amount of followers will convince me to give free content away. Because all comic book reviewers do not add to your audience. It will get your work out there, but no guarantees of converting people to your fans. Yeah. In terms of grifting, guys, anybody want to say anything about that question or that statement?
I'll take it.
Go ahead.
As someone who has grifted recently with buying machines from a shady auction house, it sucks to lose all that money that you put in thinking that you were going to get something, and it looks bad on everyone. Like, even if I didn't reach my goal and I did a flexible goal, I will take it out of cost just to get it out there, just to show that, you know, I'm a man of my word, that I will get my product out there. Yeah.
I mean, try to get the content out there. I mean, the problem is he's probably going to have their loophole rules on his side, but unfortunately, I mean, this happens. So now, Brandon, like Randy said, the best thing for you to do is go to Indiegogo and say, hey, this happened to me. Matter of fact, take the same email you send to Indiegogo and send it to Kickstarter. Let them know, hey, this happened. This is the person.
Yeah.
Because they'll come over here and go wherever else you can and let people know. Anybody else?
Well, sometimes these people grift from platform to platform too.
Yeah.
Oh, and every once in a while they try to make their own platform. Oh, I didn't say that.
Oh, whoa, that sounds like somebody I know.
No.
On Indiegogo, do you get charged right away?
Yeah.
You do.
Because this doesn't happen on Kickstarter. Kickstarter,
Not at all.
No, that's Kickstarter has fixed goals, if I'm not mistaken. Then if you don't make the goal, you don't get the money.
Is that only on the flexible? And I'm asking these questions because I'm still learning. But
I think where the problem is here, if I'm not mistaken, this particular campaign had a 1,500 flexible goal, didn't it?
It had a flexible goal, and of however much it made, whatever it made, it was.
And for whatever reason, he hit that goal. Then he drained all the excess money out of, and then suddenly they weren't at that goal anymore.
Yeah,
I can't even think that deviously.
Yes. You know what the problem was? After I sat back and thought, I said, "That's fucking genius." I thought about it. I'm like, why didn't I think of that?
It's a criminal mastermind here.
Yeah.
Well, the thing you need to keep in mind is, despite the fact that comics are read worldwide, the comics community is a very, 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 very small community, and we all talk amongst each other. We all at least are acquainted with one another if we don't talk directly with each other. Hopefully we're all out there playing nice. You got your factions or whatever, but word like this gets around real quick when you pull shit stunts like this.
I'm drawing that from now. Shit stunts. It's gonna be awesome. Anybody else?
When you do stuff like this, people will eventually get to know, and then you're going to make less and less if you get another crowdfunding okay to run another crowdfunder. The money you're going to get is going to be less and less until nothing.
Danny, I seen your hand go up.
Yeah, this may be a little bit of a different perspective, but to me it's still grifting. I've actually been grifted for in work for hire situations as an illustrator. By folks running Kickstarters, where basically, as an artist working on their campaign, I never got paid. And at the same time, the Kickstarter supporters or backers were in the same boat. They never got delivered what they paid for. So for me, it was a double whammy.
Yeah.
But I actually got bent over as an artist working on the campaign. Never saw a penny from the work I did.
That's
very sorry to hear that.
Brandon strikes again. Right.
I think we've all had that happen to us at one point or another, where we've gotten shafted out of a deal.
Oh, that's nothing. Wait till I get to the next question. Unless you guys are you guys ready for the next one? You guys
now for more heat.
Okay. Well, wait till I get you. The next one's gonna really piss you guys off. As a matter of fact, I think I'm gonna sign off.
See ya. Bye.
I have no reason to be here for this. Here we go, Randy. Go ahead and read it. Randy, read it with the venom it deserves.
Quincy Gutierrez. Look, I'm not super proud of it, but I've reversed payments through my credit card company for a few indie books after I received. Wow, not trying to incite anger or troll. It's just that if I pay 15 to 25 bucks for a book from some guy or gal with a dream and a pencil, and the book turns out to be shit, I need that money back. Indie books usually have no resale value. Resale should be resale.
Jesus
Not
Christ.
resale. Have no resale value, and I refuse to be stuck with illustrated toilet tissue.
There is one solution. There is one simple solution. Don't take a fucking gamble on the product then. If you don't want to help, stay out of it. That's just being stupid.
Yeah, if it doesn't look good, Quincy, don't buy in.
This guy's like
Well,
Warren Buffett. He's like Warren Buffett. He's like playing the indie stock market, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna give it a go and see what happens. If I like it, I'll actually fund it. If I don't, I won't. Dude, just BitTorrent it then. Save yourself some problem.
We've ran the gamut here from people. I mean, we had people who now we have someone who doesn't like indie, doesn't believe in paying for indie comics, to someone who says he should get them for free, to someone who got screwed. I mean, it's all it runs the gamut. So
Like I remember back in the day of Napster or whatever. I remember Alanis Morissette saying that. I remember her saying that, "Hey man, if it wasn't for torrents, my music wouldn't be listened in Bangladesh or whatever the fuck she said." And the thing is, if this guy is going, oh, you know what? I torrented this thing and I liked it. I'm gonna give it some money. Cool. If I did it, like I torrented, I'm gonna give it some money because I liked it. I didn't like it. I'm not gonna give it some money. Cool. You know what? At least you're being honest with yourself, instead of just going, you know what? I'm gonna try to give you some money. If I like it, I will decide it. If I do, if I don't like it, I won't give it. Dude, just torrent it. Just go ahead and torrent it.
Yeah.
Save everybody else the hassle.
You know what he's doing? He's turning crowdfunding into Columbia House. Everybody got those 6 CDs for a penny. Remember that? And you never paid for them.
That might be ahead of a few people here's time. You might actually be making an old reference.
Maybe.
I know the reference though, so I feel old. So
so I got a question.
1998.
Does Quincy here get the Asshole of the Day award?
Oh well, we don't know what happens after. Yeah,
I don't know that other nope person would probably beat this out, but Quincy's really close.
Jesus,
the guy who's screwing folks over on Indeevent, this guy right here. I mean, it makes me wonder why we can't take people back behind the woodshed anymore.
Well, also this kind of crap gives comics a real bad name in general. And Quincy, you should man up and accept the fact that if the book was printed on toilet paper, you should have seen that in the campaign.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of campaigns that have been instantly funded that I look at and go, who the fuck's buying that book? Quite honestly, you should know, and there should always be a buyer beware. And you shouldn't be buying a book to start with, betting on their resale value.
Exactly.
And also, Quincy, where you're failing to consider completely is right now crowdfunding's like the Wild West. So there's a lot of people out there trying a lot of different things, different price structures, different formats, different ideas in order to try to get their product across. And honestly, Quincy, you don't know what the resale value on that book is going to be. You hang on to that book for a few years and see if there's any resale value. That person could end up being like, who knows, the next big million selling book, and that particular book that looks like it was printed on toilet paper is suddenly worth a lot of money. Look at Turtles 1.
Exactly.
You don't know. You have no idea what's going to happen here, Quincy. You need to take your lumps like a man and admit that not every book you're going to get is going to be solid gold. But if you didn't like it, really didn't like it, let them know that you didn't like it, that the quality wasn't there, that it wasn't up to your standards. So you're not going to buy in again. And this person's going to figure out real quick that his product sucks if he doesn't, on his next campaign, doesn't get nearly as much as he did on the previous one.
And Randy, to that point, you know, I've looked through Amazon and I've seen your books up there, and I've told Jay, Randy, look, your book is, this guy's selling your book for like what, $30-$40, and
yeah,
and you'll say to me, hey, well, you know, tell him if he can get it. I got a case of them.
Heck yeah, you sell my book for $30. I got another 200 back here I can sell you. Really, I'll sell them to you for 10.
Edwin says,
your money, triple your money.
There is a little bit of an, well, there should be an alternative. I don't know if you guys are all familiar with Bandcamp.
Yeah.
American
music.
Pie.
Oh, no. For Bandcamp online for music.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the things that I like about Bandcamp is that you can pay $0 or you can pay the price that is there or as much as you want if you like what you're listening to. Mm-hmm. I wish we could have a platform on comics that would be something like that. That you go there, all right, this is it. The story is there or whatever. You can give it the minimum amount. You can give it $0. You have read the book. You can give it 0, or you can give it a little more. I mean, obviously, we're counting on people's honesty here or whatever, but if it works on Bandcamp and it actually works for artists quite well on Bandcamp, why can't something like that be done for comics?
Yeah.
I do that at conventions.
I like that.
I do that at conventions. I let people read the books for free, and
you
know, half the time, easily they'll buy it.
Yeah. I wish we could have that.
I don't know if I'd feel comfortable doing it digitally because I'm not there in front of them. And I think maybe there's a tiny bit of guilt associated with, you know, you sitting in front of them while they read the book. I'm not sure.
So what's your opinion on the book, man?
Edwin says, hell peeps. Hello, Edwin. Webcomics says, dang, I can see that happen in the brick and mortar. I want a refund because I hate the art. Brandon correctly says, I can taste the venom as it was read.
If that was the case, Marvel would have to refund on that X-Men book.
Which one?
Yeah.
They did an X-Men book that they printed, and then the next X-Men title that they did, they took 15 pages from that X-Men book and just rewrote the captions and reprinted it. Same art, same color,
lettering on it.
15 out of the 22 were the same pages.
This is when?
This was
last week.
Last week, yeah.
Sounds like something Brandon or JJ would do.
Yeah.
I don't think they paid the artist twice, that's for sure. Quincy was Quincy.
Yeah.
He's now an editor.
Not just that, Quincy, but you're a thief.
Marvel.
Joe says, Columbia House don't remind me. Is that Javi Abster says hello all? And Ralph says we know he saw some of the book before he ordered it. Why back it if it looks inferior? Yeah, you know what? I think he figured out a loophole, and because I'll tell you guys, never mind. I'm not saying that. I never did that. But okay, listen. If you go somewhere and you run your credit card, and then it's like 3 months later. I shit you not, 3 months later, and you're calling your card and they say you have a pending balance on there, and you realize some company hasn't taken a large percent of money, but everything's already gone, everything's already happened, but the company is not taking that money and it's still pending there, and because of that, it comes back to you because they didn't close it on their end. I'm not calling them up and saying, "Hey, give your money back." Let me guess, I got some money for you didn't take, and then I'm not doing that. I'm sorry, I'm just an ass though. Hold impression asshole. Marquis says, my man who mentioned about he does not know about resale value on any book is absolutely right. Any book that you see in a comic shop can become a bestseller. And I mean any book. You just will never know what it will be. It could be something you pass up every day, whether indie, Marvel, DC, anything. That's true. I mean, who would have thought the Ninja Turtles would have been a big hit?
Exactly.
I mean, you couldn't have known. Finally, the last question of the night that brings us down right into the.
I still want to tell Quincy he's a thief. That's not a good practice for anybody, and it's not a. Don't think that you're getting away with anything. Quincy,
Yeah.
all that karma comes back to bite you in the ass.
Quincy, who's your credit card company so I can let them know your
I've ordered crowdfunded books that have turned out to be crappy, and you know what I do? I don't cancel my freaking credit card on them. I just don't buy their next one, and I let them know that
Exactly.
their books suck. Hey, your book
Yeah.
sucked. I ain't buying another one. Boom.
Yeah,
Done.
yeah. I mean,
And you can see that from crowdfunders that think that they're building empires, and you're seeing the numbers go drop all the time. There are a number of crowdfunding campaigns out there like that. And they were, I don't know how that happens. Well, maybe it's because your book sucked. You know?
I'd just like to say
they just keep the money.
Jack will be a big hit. So everybody's looking for the next one.
And here we go with the final question of the night. And it brings it back down to
there's just some comic buying that you need to take your lumps on. It's all part of the enjoyment and the entertainment factor that you pay for. If it doesn't live up to your expectations, don't be a chintzy bastard.
He probably goes
Cancel your fucking card. Jesus Christ, dude. Just don't do it again.
Yeah, and I mean that's why you're backing a crowdfunded book. It's like he devalues the whole point of, he said, a dream and a pencil. It's like that's why you want to back them, because it's their dream and they just have a pencil and they're working on this, and this is their their own project that they put all their time and effort into, and maybe it ends up being a crappy book, but you could ask any professional, and if it's their first book, they probably think it's pretty crappy. So I mean, you just have to, you're backing their career, their dream, and that's the value in it. And if you don't see value in that, then you kind of need to rethink why you're backing a crowdfunded book in the first place.
So we just have to we give Quincy one of these. Then this is what Quincy gets for the weekend. He has to think about this all weekend.
A pencil and a dream.
Oh hell no! That's what Quincy gets all weekend. So the last question brings it back down to the gutter, guys.
I guess that's better than this.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
The last question brings it back down to the gutter, right where the show always ends up.
Back into the gutter.
Right back into the gutter.
Please don't tell me there's gorilla milk in this.
No gorilla milk, thank God.
Okay.
Thanks for listening.
Almost though, almost.
No mention of California water omelets either.
Ugh.
Darius writes in, says, "Damn, Indie Princess, those shoes are what's up for sure." Or what is that for? Not for sure.
For real?
For real. I'll be sucking toes when I drill. Oh man, my memory is so terrible. You told me what this was too. HMU,
hit me up.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry, hit me up if you ever fall through West Garfield, Park, Chicago, 733-235. Darius,
this is all your fault. Lola.
Princess is shaking her head.
This is all your fault. Ever since you introduced the shoe cam, we've got sponsored by Indicron. Don't forget.
Sponsored by Indicron. Yeah.
Ever since you bought the shoe cam, man, things have gotten horrible. As a matter of fact, and it wouldn't have been that bad, but no, you had to wear light up shoes. You know who wears light up shoes? You. That's it. No one else.
That's not true. I know people who have light up shoes at a place I used to work at.
Okay, see, that's
he is a bouncer or a bartender at a club.
I was a bouncer and a manager.
I always find it funny that Lola gets the worst comments ever, but it's not that bad, because right now Danny's leading. Also, everyone thinks Danny's very cute. Says CM Bose. He says, looking cute over there, Danny. So yeah, we got that. Hey, you know what? Too, Lola, you didn't wear your cat ears. Normally we would have had two cat fox ears,
She's
right?
got her crown on. Come on,
Yeah, she got her crown, so no cat ears.
No cat.
Glenn says, feet ew. Joe says, this dude that's embarrassed my hometown. Play the I'm offended clip.
How dare you?
Absolutely.
There you go. So, guys, let's talk about you guys' books. We got through all the questions, as horrible as they were, and because she had to endure that, we're going to let Danny start first. Danny, you're going to tell us about your book first, and I'm going to, let me see here. Do I have it in? I do. Yeah, I have your Amazon. I'm going to bring it up.
Bring it
and
up.
you start talking about your book.
So my most recent release is actually not a comic, it's actually illustrated prose. This is Shell City. It's basically a punk rock fairy tale. It's like my homage to Tolkien. It's fully illustrated. This is an example of what you can see.
Hang on, Danny. There we go. Now they can see it. Sweet.
But yeah, it's a punk rock fairy tale. It kind of crosses the streams between comics and traditional prose. Perfect for anybody who's into like the kind of edgy, kind of epic fantasy, urban fantasy. Has all kinds of your typical or even atypical fantasy creatures, including kitsune. Obviously, the fox here's got to be festive about that. Fawns, merfolk, etc. My first book that I've actually ever done that's being marketed not just to an adult audience, but to a YA audience as well. So check it out, and super proud of it. And yeah, there it is.
Now, you guys, I'm bringing up on my my account. I just noticed, like, wow, I got 5 things in my cart. I hate to buy that. But I see the Kindle. I see the Kindle here has it. Kindle price is, free because that's how Kindle rolls. Now,
now, yeah.
Now, I was wondering, if I were to buy that tonight on Kindle for $0, you still get something of that, right? Like, there's still some type of compensation for you, right?
To be truthful, when I run a $0 Kindle promo, it's just that. I basically don't make royalties off of that. It's to get the book out and to get people reading and hopefully reviewing it. So it's a limited time. I think the $0 promo actually ends tonight. Okay. So jump in there and grab it. The print edition is available through pretty much Amazon worldwide. There's also a hardcover that's coming out through Barnes & Noble Press. That should be hitting within the next couple of days. If you want to follow my Instagram at Danny Quick Draw, I'll be posting regular promos for that up until that hits. So yeah, again, it is prose. So I want to mention that it's not specifically a comic, but it's an illustrated prose throughout.
Now, Danny, you have another book. You have an adult coloring book.
I do.
I'm gonna bring it up because I love it. Randy's gonna love it too. Randy, don't go anywhere. I swear to God, don't go anywhere.
I'm not leaving.
I'm about to bring it up right now. You're gonna love it.
We've had adult coloring books on here. Danny, we've had adult coloring books up here before, so don't worry.
No. You're gonna love this one, Randy.
As long as there's no nudity or stuff thrown.
Randy, you're gonna love this one.
Am I gonna?
I love it.
Okay.
I love it. I want to thank Rob Anderson.
Be careful about the nudity.
I want to make there's no nudity. I want to thank Rob Anderson for making sure that we got this on the show.
Yes, and I'm sure Rob jumped on that.
Talk to us about it. What's it called?
Yes, this is my boobs adult coloring book. I put this out 5 years ago, and it's still up. I actually donated the first 5% of profits to breast cancer research.
That's pretty cool.
But I put this out kind of as an experiment, and Rob told me that on his blog it got like the most views of anything that year or something like that. Gee, I wonder why. It's something I did more or less kind of for fun in between projects, and people seem to love it, and so I left it up. It's available through Amazon and through drivethroughcomics.com, and as a PDF, and so
I love it. I love it. You don't know how much I may buy. I think I'm about to buy a copy. Plus, I like that cover. That cover looks.
It's just about every hetero male's favorite subject.
Yeah, it reminds me of we make this joke because it reminds me of Lola, but Indie Prince is there. But you make this joke
Just
all the
find
time.
that humorous.
She's got to find the humor. She likes boobs. She likes boobs more than we do, I believe. Isn't that right, Indie Prince?
She's married to you. No.
Yeah. She's like, yeah.
Women appreciate their parts. What can we say? You know, you gotta have the appreciation there.
There you go.
I don't like my boobs, but
Well, yours get bigger. Yours get bigger every year. She's got this horrible. Well, she says it's horrible. She says the illness horrible. I don't think it's horrible, but they grow every year. And what's it? I can't even pronounce it, but it grow every year. Unfortunately, she has to buy new bras, but I think it's awesome. Everyone else is like, your poor wife, that poor woman. I'm like, this is awesome.
My dear, I feel your pain. Really, I do. You know, finding a decent bra, it's a struggle. So
I think the pain is almost as bad as when us men have a cold. That's all. Almost as bad. You guys are almost. Oh, I'm such a chauvinist. This is awesome.
Someday, my friend, you will have a kidney stone and have an inkling of the back pain that
just
was caused. Bending out of the spine. Yeah, that could be terrible.
let's not even talk about childbirth anyway.
So, Danny, you've got Shell City. You've got boobs. Was another
coloring book?
The coloring book.
There are no other coloring books. The other project actually, it's actually my best known. It was the one that hit bestseller list, and actually has a live action film option right now. It's called Black Dog and Rebel Rose, and the only reason why you're not finding it online is because it was pulled by my film production team, and we're completely rewriting it to match the screenplay. That comic, when it hit back about 5 years ago, was actually outselling certain digital issues of Hellboy and the Last Airbender. So that was kind of my call to fame at that point in time, and now we're looking at a possible film option.
Cool.
So watch for that. Like I said, follow me on social media. You'll see that hit, like I said, within the next couple of months, and that's going to be a whole new story. But that's horror fantasy. You'll be seeing that hit soon, again, along with an actual film.
Joe McPhee wrote that Varian's trying to get killed by Lola, and Joe should know he's a regular listener to the program that Varian walks that line all the time.
Brandon Kleck.
I think that's why he has the shoe cam, so he can keep track of her shoes.
Yeah. That's why I can make sure it doesn't get me back.
So it doesn't come hidden in the back of his head. Yeah.
Brandon Clucky says feet yum, but the balls on that guy yeesh. Yeah, I mean, it's teach their own.
Okay. It's talking about Darius.
Yeah.
I had to think for a minute.
Yeah. I think that I do think that when you start when you talk about shit as I do, you have to have sniper eye. I have to have eyes in the back of your head. So I put cameras all over the place. I got screens over here. You guys can't see. It's awesome. So we're gonna go over to Damien. Damien, talk to us about your book, sir.
Yeah, great. Yeah, so my book is called Monitor. It's a sci-fi noir thriller about a dark future where privacy is a crime. It's illegal to go off the network, and everyone is implanted with these monitors all throughout their body at birth. So the government can track everything you see, everything you say, everything you do. And if you unplug and you go offline, these police officers called axons come and they hunt you down, and they can make your monitors explode from the inside.
There we are.
So it was published by Broken Icon Comics this spring, and we had huge plans. We had a booth at San Diego Comic-Con. We had a booth at New York Comic-Con. It was going to go everywhere. And so here we are. I don't even have a copy of Monitor in my hands. I've never touched it because there aren't any. So that's why we're doing a Kickstarter, which starts on Sunday. And this is my second graphic novel, and I actually have 3 more graphic novels in production right now. So it's been a pretty good year. I thought COVID was going to be, the end of everything, and I know it's hurting a lot of people. But it gave me time to work on some screenwriting. I wrote a screenplay for Monitor that I submitted to some film festivals, and actually a couple film festivals actually are accepting graphic novels this year. So I submitted Monitor to the Urban Media Makers Film Festival out of Atlanta, and it was selected. And I submitted Monitor to the AFIN Film Festival, which is out of Australia. And the judging for that is Sunday night. So I'm like pumped because I'm a finalist. I'm a semi-finalist for this film festival for my graphic novel. You know, it's a film festival.
Yeah, good luck, man.
Yeah, it was really, really cool.
Congratulations and good luck.
Yeah, really. Best of luck on that.
Now, so this starts Sunday.
Yeah, well, I submitted it. Yeah, it's in the approval, process with Kickstarter, but
right.
Should be.
Let me see if I can bring it up. Sometimes they'll put like the sample page up. Let me see if I can bring it up because why is my okay? There we go. All right. And what are you thinking? Do you know the prices yet?
Yeah, there's early bird specials for $15. You can get the printed book, and the first 20 copies are $20 until the 20th, so it's 20. But then if you miss the early bird and you miss the 20 special, it's $25. But of course, you get the printed book, but you get trading cards, which I just designed. There's like 9 digital comics you also get as PDFs. If you're not like what's his name, influencer, and won't take a PDF.
Quincy? Oh no, JJ.
So yeah, for $25, there's a whole slew of digital comics that you get. You'll get 2 of my upcoming comics that I'm working on. You'll get 7 or 8 comics from Lucha Comics. So yeah.
So November. So you're gonna go live with that on as he said the 15th.
15th to the 30th. Yeah, we're trying to hit Black Friday. Because the thing is, the book is already drawn. The 100 pages, it's already drawn. We had it done by April. So like as soon as the campaign ends, we can order and we can ship. So I don't know that we'll be able to get it to people by Christmas, but that's what we're shooting for. And if it doesn't get to you by Christmas, it'll get there like right after, Oh yeah, here's the new trailer.
I have to be careful now because everyone's coming up to me saying it's my music and we got to take it and you don't have the right to play it. So now I'm just really.
I got this music from Fiverr actually.
Yeah, we did too at one point. They came after me for our intro actually. Now again, guys, November. Now if you're listening to us and you are over right now, we just rose up to 37,000. Actually, that number is old now. 37,211 listening worldwide right now on Indeevent Radio. But check out Monitor. It's over on Kickstarter. It will be there on the 15th. Check that out. Are you going to be shipping that worldwide?
Not worldwide, but EU, UK, Australia, Canada, and Japan. So that's all we can do with the limited time, but we're getting it out there.
I'm going to do something weird here. I'm going to go down one and up, then down one and up because my OCD is making me do that. So John, we're going to go with you and talk about your project. Let's see here. Now, did you send me? You did. Okay, there we go. You're over on Indie Planet. Let's check it out. I'm going to pull it up here. Here we go.
Fire Rush, like I said, we did the Kickstarter back in August, and it was funded. And right now it's on Indie Planet. The book was done before we did the Kickstarter, and all those books went out. And then this right here, this cover right here was not on the Kickstarter. This is the standard cover that's up. The only way you could have gotten any of the special covers was through the Kickstarter. So it's basically you've got a demon who's trying to do his thing, trying to take over. And you've got a failed priest, and of course you've got I won't say what she is because you find out in the second book that I'm almost done inking. But it's pretty. I've had a lot of people come back and tell me that read the book from the Kickstarter, and they're like, the book's great. I actually still have some of the variant covers that I'd actually penciled and inked, and it was colored by Mickey Clausen.
Now, let's see, 24 pages. You could pick this book up right now. Now you guys are, it's on Indie Planet, so you can pick it up. Everyone's familiar with Indie Planet. It's kind of like a print on demand, but a store at the same time. So they can buy 1 copy, 2 copies, however many they need. As a matter of fact, you can order more than 1 copy. It says order 5 copies and get 25% off the book. So if you're a reseller or you're a store, that's a good option for you. Or you got a bunch of buddies that you want to maybe get a book with.
If you're a reseller, if you're a store, if you actually contact Roland Mann, who's the head honcho over at Silverline, if you're a store, if you contact him and say, "Hey, I want to carry some of the books," he can work. Y'all talk back and forth, and he generally will find a way to work something out to carry some books.
Yeah, and if you're a retailer and you haven't looked at Silverline's books, definitely check them out because Roland does some pretty professional products.
Yeah, every book is ready for print when we run the Kickstarter. 100%. The colors are done, letters are done, everything's done.
Now, Fire Rush, would you say what's the age group for that? Because I didn't see it on here.
Well, I would actually say it's pretty much an all-age book. Mm-hmm. It was actually drawn back in the 90s by Aaron when Silverline was actually the first. I believe it was the first version of Silverline comics back in the 90s. Mm-hmm. And it ended up not getting printed because Silverline, how things were in the 90s and the whole collapse. a lot of small indie publishers had to stop trying to do stuff.
Yeah.
So it didn't get done. And then it got passed over during the Roland's 2.0 Silverline. And then we're actually in the 3.0 Silverline. Because of the crowdfunding and everything like that. Mm-hmm. Roland pretty much felt like it was the perfect time to try to get back into this. And of course, we've gotten a bunch of old Malibu artists working with us. So if you were a fan of Malibu, of course, Roland was a writer and editor for Malibu and Marvel and stuff. There's other Malibu artists that are actually with Silverline. So if you liked Malibu, you're gonna like Silverline.
I was in a online panel with Roland, and I was geeking out because it was Roland Mann, and so I'm like, Randy, I'm in a room with Roland Mann. I send Randy the link when we're not live, and Randy comes into the room, and then Roland's kind of like, in a way, almost like fanboying with Randy, and I'm like, wait a minute, I know Randy, no fanboy of Randy. Like, it was the weirdest thing. It's a weird industry we have.
Roland is as much a fan of comics as he wants to do the comics.
And like I said earlier, even though comics, the scene is all throughout the world, we're a very small knit group. Everybody knows everybody, or at least knows of just about everybody.
Yeah, I actually got found. I came in. My name got dropped to Roland actually by Dean Zachary and Mitch Faust.
Okay.
Dean Zachary, he did the Ferret. He did a couple Star Wars books and other stuff like that. And he's good friends with Roland. And Mitch Faust is, of course, a fantasy illustrator. They're kind of like mentors to me.
You guys totally messed up my order here, by the way, Marco.
Oh man, okay. I moved around and I fucked it up, man. I'm sorry.
Jake Lindsay wants to know what do you like more, digital comics or physical comics? Physical here, Randy.
I'm more of a physical than a digital guy. Yeah.
Indie Princess.
Physical.
Physical. Danny.
Both equally.
Oh, see,
Love my Kindle.
yeah. John.
Physical. I always go by the saying they always pop up that Stan Lee said about whether he liked digital or physical.
Yeah, we have that quote. There it is.
We have
There we
that
are.
quote. When asked if digital comics would replace comic books, Stan Lee said, "Comics are like boobs. They look great on a computer, but I'd rather hold one in my hand."
Damien, you said
I like both, but I hate PDFs. I like the guided view on Comixology and Global Comics, but man, PDFs are the worst to read online.
See, I can understand that. I can. Nandor.
Oh yeah, physical all the way. It's meant to be that way.
8-bit Shinobi.
Physical. I'm old school. I like to hold it in my hand while I'm reading it.
Marco.
Oh man, I paint comics traditionally in acrylics, man. I want them to be felt. I want texture in the pages that I do, and I want textures to be visible in comics. So physical all the way.
And Everett.
Yeah, physical. I think you get more of a connection when you're holding the book than when you're holding the screen. Yeah. I mean, nothing against people that
absolutely
like digital,
yeah.
Because hey, space is a premium, you know. I sold about half my collection a couple of months ago just because it was taking up too much room and it was starting to own me. So I get it. But yeah, for me personally, it's physical.
What was that, Lola?
I know that feeling.
Yeah.
You're owning me. I'm surrounded by boxes and boxes and boxes.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, that's because I refuse letting my comics go. I'm like, I could let these comics go. I know they're waterlogged and they were damaged, but
well, then I got my own to add to it.
Yeah. You know what's really weird is that a friend of mine was like, "Hey, I'm selling this Dazzler collection. I bought this whole original Dazzler run. $40. Do you want it?" And I thought I was slick. I was like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Hey, I'll get this from my wife. Hey, sweetheart, would you like a Dazzler collection?" I'm thinking there's no way she's gonna want the Dazzler collection, right? She called my bluff and took it. And I'm like, damn it, that's my Dazzler collection he's got over there. Now I gotta wait till she dies so I can claim my Dazzler collection. It's rough. It's rough.
And to add insult to injury, Dazzler's going to be one of the new X-Men in the MCU.
So I'm,
no, just kidding. I don't know who's going to be there.
She will
watch it happen, and suddenly Dazzler #1, the book that you could buy for $1, like
was it that
right
high?
after
I
it
thought
came
it was
out.
50 cents.
All right, 50 cents. Boom, $5,000.
Yeah,
just watch.
That's
bound to happen.
Since
we're waiting for Skull the Slayer. I was talking to somebody about that the other day. We're waiting. Skull the Slayer. It's definitely going to be an MCU movie eventually.
Since you guys threw off my account, I know that we haven't talked to Nandor, Marco, or 8-bit Shinobi. We haven't talked to Everett yet. So let's get Everett out the way. Everett, talk to us about your book. Get you out the way. Let's get out of the way. We're gonna know.
Oh wow! So like I said earlier, and I guess I didn't catch the question when I came in late. Taffy Jack. It's about this little fella here turns into this guy here. It's set in New Orleans. I'm from about an hour away from New Orleans.
Okay.
So yeah, it's pretty near and dear to my heart. His name is Roman Jackson, and he's a big wrestling fan. And gets in an accident.
Doesn't get acid into his bloodstream, does he?
Could be acid. It's actually it's a medication of some sort.
Okay.
We don't really go into detail, but he finds out that he has some stretching powers and figures out that if he stretches really hard, he can turn himself into an adult, and comes up with a plan to save his sister. And at the end, there's a another character. His name is the Saint of the Parish, and he's going to feature in number 2. And I'm kind of hitting on some of the classic tropes. It's pretty much an all ages book unless you have a. I had one time at a show a parent, when I said it was an all ages book, wasn't happy with this panel right here with the guy with the gun. So
what?
Yeah, well,
hold that up again.
Yeah, sure.
Oh.
Yeah, that panel right there.
Oh, yeah.
And I get that. Everybody's got their different tolerances. But if you read a Marvel or a DC book in the late 70s or early 80s, and you like that kind of thing, that's what we're going for here. So yeah, this one's the origin. Yeah, there's the video I made, and it kind of just gives you the rundown real quick.
I was in New Orleans in January, and for Wizard World New Orleans, and
nice.
Never before has a city fleeced me like that at a con.
Yeah, they came for you for the sales tax before you were even done, huh?
Yes. They won. They were like, "How much do you think you're gonna make?"
Yes.
And I'm like, "How do you know how much you're gonna make?"
Crazy how they do that.
They want city and state, and they're like, they're gonna get their taste, and you're gonna pay up. And yeah. Now, oops, I didn't mean to close that out, but I can go back. So you just start. So you got 26. Was it 26 days left on this one? I believe.
I think it's 22. We started on the 1st, so because it was All Saints Day, and my other character's name, the Saint of the Parish. So I was like, oh, synergy, right? Unfortunately, there was this big sporting event on the 3rd, and it kind of took all the attention away from me. I don't know what happened. I think that's still in overtime. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So
I can relate to that.
Yeah, so what we're doing here,
sporting event. Yeah.
Right. I've got trading cards, which that's pretty cool because what we're doing is we're actually putting them in wax packs. I'm hand making wax packs.
Nice.
Yeah. And so if you back at the level with the wax packs, you get a complete set. And you also get
I seen chewless gum.
Right. Chewless gum. You get some pretty cool. So when I started all this was back in the 90s, and I was like, okay, I'm going to conventions as a fan. What am I going to do? And I came up with some characters of my own, and I would go and I would get them drawn by professionals. And so when I got to actually trying to publish books, some of my art, I kind of quit doing that to save money. But I have a few sketches that Cody Chamberlain and Rob Guillory and Derek Donovan did for me, and they were nice enough to let me use for the card set. So you get the cards, which are kind of like like the Star Wars cards when back in the 70s, where it was movie stills, but it's panels from the comics. There's stickers, and then there's these cards that are as if you were at a convention getting a sketch done. I call them Sketch-O-Matic. And there's a little info on the back about the artists. I think it's pretty cool, and I kind of set them up where the order will be kind of interesting when you open them, like it would be a random pack of cards. I wanted it to be a fun thing. Like I remember, a lot of this is nostalgia. And so, like I remember opening cards back then.
Right.
There's you can get in the book in a crowd scene. There's a couple of crowd scenes. There's a wrestling match. Yeah. And one person's going to be on the cover. Somebody's already backed that level. And so what I'm doing is the cover on the left that you see there is the Indiegogo cover. And so that's, it's basically only for the campaign. I mean, I'm going to have to print a minimum amount. So if I don't have enough backers, there'll be a few extra. but I'm not putting those in stores. And then the one on the right is the one I'm going to go hoof around to stores and say, hey, will you take my book? Which is pretty much how I've been doing that. So yeah, there's still some spots left to get in the crowd scene at the wrestling match. And then I will do a drawing for you digitally. I use a Clip Studio because I don't have a real steady hand, so actual physical drawings don't come out as well as I'd like. And yeah, there's levels where you can get all the books we've put out so far. If we get to stretch goals, I've already prototyped some interesting things. We will have a bookmark at an early level. And if we get really far along, we will have an actual board game.
Nice.
That I've designed, and you will have little
cool
Taffy Jack tokens to move around it.
It's so cool.
It's so I hate to say it this way, but I was actually surprised how much fun it was. I mean, I designed the game, but you never know till you sit down and play it. We had a good time playing it.
You know, you have to, being that Taffy Jack's powers are stretching, the stretch goals, you know, that idea there has to be, you can't let that go unused.
I'm hopeful we get there. And you know, there's still a lot of time. So yeah, it would be really nice to be able to get those out to people. I think they'd enjoy it. And if we get far enough, I'm even going to try to do a custom die for the game with the Taffy Jack emblem on it.
So you got 903 of 2100 fixed goal. Now he hasn't done like somebody who jumped up and said, "Hey, I'm funded."
No. And the book is 90% done. I'm working on the lettering right now. And if you look at the updates, we already have the cover for number 3. I'm working with Greg Warrenchak on this. Who he's been on a lot of indie books. So I think a lot of people in that crowd know his name. He's an excellent storyteller. I've worked with him on all 4 of the books I've done. I also worked with a fellow from Mexico who goes by Puerto Veritas on the one with the guy in red where it says Mudbug. And Greg did the pencils for The Man Called Rawhide in that book. He's just a great guy to work with. I definitely want to give him some props. And actually, I don't know if I should even say this, but we've worked it out where if this funds, he gets a bonus. And I don't think a lot of people do that, but I think that's kind of important to, you know, take care of your collaborators. Mm-hmm. So you guys aren't just doing this for me. You're doing this for Greg if you back this.
That's cool. And I mean, if you're looking for that book, you're going to have to hop over to good old Indiegogo. Type in Taffy Jack. That's TAFFYJACK, 2 words. Shipping right now in the United States. There's no PDF version right now, I don't believe. But
no, I've got concerns about how easy it is to pirate stuff. And I know I'm so small, probably nobody would want to. But maybe in the future, we'll try to get on Comixology for digital people. Right. I wanted to get far enough ahead where I didn't just have like one book on there and people are like, well, where's it at?
No, so I got you.
Yeah. Once we get number 3 close, I'm going to try to get on Comixology.
Cool. And so Taffy Jack, pop over the Indiegogo, check it out, and back it. You've got 21 days, but that's not enough time. It's not enough time. You know, world-shattering events could happen in 21 days. I'm just saying.
Yes, all right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Supporting events.
It could be a whole different world in 21 days.
Yeah. We could be in big trouble. I want to bring up Nandor's book seasons. Who, you know, Nandor comes here to make me cry because I notice what he's trying to do. But
that's right.
You won't get tears out of me, sir. You won't do it. I'm a hard, strong man.
You won't be after you read my stuff.
I tell you right now, I say that knowing that I looked over at my wife during the whole sporting event. It was like day 3 of the supposedly one night sporting event, and I made the joke before. She stopped smoking cigarettes. She moved over to vapes, and she's sitting there with coffee and vape pens like this. It was really bad. I was really worried about her. So yeah, so we made it through that. So here we got Seasons Volume 1 and 2. About to pull it up on the screen right now, and you can get Volume 1. She's got 25 days left. Woefully underfunded. What the hell, Indie Vault? Come through. 105 of $500 is where he's at. But he'll get it.
Come on.
He's gonna get it. He's gonna get it.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
He's going to get it because this book, first of all, I've said it before, Seasons Volumes 1 and 2, SEASONS on Indiegogo. Go look at the art in this book. This art is it's awesome.
It's one of those books that all you got to do is go over to that campaign and read, look at the artwork, read the description of the book, and all of a sudden you'll be hitting that got to contribute button.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's
I think I did a shout out for this book, Nandor.
Yeah, Marco.
Yeah.
I noticed that, and I'm not to go all fanboy on you right now, but like you are one of my all-time favorite artists. So
man, thanks so much.
I really appreciate it. I own like everything you've done. So
thanks. I was not connecting you to Seasons. Like I for some reason I was like, it's just another Nandor. Well, anyways, good stuff. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I highly recommend.
We know there's millions of Nandors out there.
In my defense, I speak Portuguese and I have like a pretty big Portuguese audience. So I thought the name was Portuguese. So I thought it was like a Brazilian guy.
Oh,
so
gotcha.
never mind.
Yeah, it's Hungarian. Is the.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
No, you're good, man. You're good.
It's funny because when I first seen the art from this book and just the storyline and everything, I thought, now I made the joke, I'm gonna get this book and I know I'm gonna cry. And Nandor won't tell me if I'm going to or not. He's like, just maybe don't read issue 3. And I'm like, but I know I'm gonna get sucked in. And you were on this show about 2 weeks ago,
right?
And at that point, I think you had just launched, or were you getting ready to launch?
Well, that was towards the end of the Kickstarter.
Okay,
yeah.
And how did that do for you?
Oh, it did fabulous. It was my strongest campaign yet. It was my third one, and we hit the $6,000 funding goal, and then we hit the first stretch goal to make Volume 2 a deluxe hardcover, to where both books are hardcover, but Volume 2 is going to feature embossing and some gloss on the cover, and also a thicker interior paper stock. So it's going to be a super sick looking book, and for the Indiegogo campaign, right there, that image there, if we hit the $500 initial flexible goal, every backer on Kickstarter and Indiegogo will get a signed art print, and that's the print right there. So if we hit the $500, everyone gets that print right there.
Heck, we're flipping through this right here, and I'm tempted to go to Indiegogo right now.
Hey, man, please do.
Yeah, highly recommend. It's pretty good.
Good looking book. So are we gonna have 4 seasons?
That's right. Yeah. So it's planned to be a 4-volume graphic novel series, and the Volume 2 Kickstarter just ended, and for the Indiegogo here, we're just trying to lock some stretch goals and kind of survey the market and on Indiegogo and stuff. But they're both hardcovers. It's a superhero, supernatural story that follows a young man through 1 year of his life, and with each passing season, his abilities change. And it's a story about identity and personal growth, and kind of understanding when, how much control you actually have in this life, and kind of what the person you want to be and who the person you're meant to be. And there's a lot of symbolism, a lot of what Fletcher, the main character, goes through, and his power set kind of reflects the themes for each book. And each book is, he has a different kind of emotional, spiritual, and like physical opposition he has to overcome. And for the first book, it mainly focuses on himself and his shadow self, and kind of the person that you're afraid of being. And for the second book, he encounters these other supernatural beings that kind of feature the different elemental powers and kind of the elementals of the world. And he's navigating this new world that he's thrust in. And each book, it's set in real time to where we'll go through each season with him and see how, see where he ends up by the end, and see what kind of person he turns out to be.
I think that when I seen the book the first time, and you had it on the show, we had I thought, and I was gonna back it then, but now that there's hardcover issues and stuff, man, I think maybe I did right. Maybe I did right by waiting a little bit. Yeah. I'm gonna and two, I just personally have this preference of Indiegogo books. I don't know why. I don't know what's wrong with me, but maybe it's because I know the money's gone once I back it.
Right.
Because how many times have we? Because there's been times where I've backed on Indiegogo or Kickstarter and then realized a month later, wait a minute, why is there money missing from my account? And then I'm not doing like Mr. Gutierrez and
all on the credit card
fraud. Yeah, fraud.
That's a phony.
Yeah, give me that. But he says he waits till he receives the books. Then he's like, I didn't like it. I'm just gonna.
There's laws against that.
Yeah, he's the type of guy who takes underwear back to the store after he wears them.
Ask for a refund because the concert's too much like the CD.
Yeah. I know someone who that happened to. They bought a pair of underwear and they found that the underwear had been used. And
oh my word!
Yeah, they were going to. They had called and made a stink of it.
Quite literally.
Yeah. And but the news wanted to come out, and the news said the newspaper, they said, well, we'll come out, but we have to take a picture of you holding the underwear, and I'll do this. And you have to take a picture of and
that's his new Tinder profile.
They refused. They were like, I'm not doing that. I refuse. And because of the embarrassment, and I really wish they would have, because I would have cut that picture out and put it in the frame. Just hold a pair of just dirty ass drawers. Because you gotta have a face. You gotta have a really messed up face when you do it. Anyway, I'm sorry. Seasons, volumes 1 and 2 available on Indiegogo.
Yeah.
Go over there, pick it up. You guys got 25 days to help Nando out. Nando, anything else you want to say about it?
Yeah, I just want to point out that, anything we hit during this campaign, if someone who backed it on Kickstarter, you're not going to be left out. Every stretch goal that we hit is gonna, go towards Kickstarter backers and Indiegogo backers, and so it's great for everyone. And also, you can get the highest tier, the $250 tier, is actually quite a steal, to where you get original art, you get drawn in the book, you get your name in the book, you get both volumes, and you get an original sketch, and you just get a ton of stuff for $250. And if you want to go full screen real quick on me, I'll show you an original page that
there you go.
Right here.
That's cool.
That looks awesome.
So yeah,
that's pretty
like
cool.
and there's a ton of these, and of course I'll let everyone choose, which page they want, but that's really a great deal, that you get original page and all this cool extra stuff. And this is volume 1 right here, so it's a hardcover, hardbound, and it's only $20. So if anyone just wants to check out the first volume, it's only $20 for a hardcover, and U.S. shipping for the first volume is free. So so there's that too.
Free shipping. Have we lost our minds?
Yes.
Have we lost our minds, Andor? No free shipping. No free. What kind of capitalists are you?
Nothing's free.
And you've seen a copy of the book, so you know it's not printed on toilet.
That is season. And by the way, you can run over there if you want worldwide. That the PDF ships $1 for season number 1. The PDF, correct?
That's right. Yeah, you get the first issue for $1.
Yeah, check that out. Seasons over on Indiegogo.
I was looking at the $50 tier, 1 and 2, and signed, I believe.
Yes, yeah. It comes with a book plate too on the interior, and it's numbered out of so many copies. So it'll be a really cool collection.
It looks awesome.
If you back it and let Nandor know that you found him on Indievolt, he will kiss it. He will kiss the book right back.
You can't guarantee.
Yeah, I'll send a video of me kissing the book.
There you go. I was gonna see if you could wear like some type of like the sparkle lip gloss, just something real quick.
Yeah. He's into sparkles. That's
Tell you what, just spray some because think about it. Like I've got a book. I've had 2 books that were done by and I had another female creator tell me, she's like, I hate that idea, but the female artist, she signed it and she kissed it. And she had her lipstick print on the inside cover. And I'm like, and I was like, that's kind of cool. But I had another female artist tell me she found that kind of lame. She's like, why do they do that? Well, that's lame. Oh, I'm gonna kiss it because I'm a girl. I'm gonna leave my lipstick print. And she's like, I don't like it. But then I got jealous. I'm like, what do men have? What are we gonna do? Spray the book down on Axe?
No comment.
Yeah.
Men can kiss it as well. Men can kiss it as well.
But I'm not sharing these said ideas.
Yeah, you don't have to share that. I think we all read your mind. Yeah.
I think we all have pictures, guys. Like, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, men can kiss it too. We have lips as well.
That's right.
Well, anyway, moving on.
I kissed a piece of paper for one of my fans who got a tattoo of my lips.
That's true.
We're trying to move on before Varian spurts a pearl necklace joke. It's coming.
I wasn't gonna make a pearl necklace joke, but no, Lola does. There's a guy who's got Lola's lips tattooed on him because she kissed a piece of paper and he went and got the tattoo. But that is true. Pearl necklace jokes, though, man. No, yeah.
I saw it coming.
No, I don't have pearl necklace jokes. I don't have any.
Okay.
Yeah. Now think of some later though. Marco, let's go to yours, sir. Now let me see. For some reason, it is not here in the chat.
Oh, really?
Why not?
It's hiding it.
And why are you hiding your work, sir? Hold on.
I am not hiding it at all. It's called RDW.
All right. Is it on Indiegogo? Let me see here.
No, it's RDW on Kickstarter. You can find it easy.
Let me go check it out.
IDW?
RDW.
RDW.
Yes.
I'm about to go get it right now.
I'm gonna say if it was IDW, you'd have to print it in red ink. Anyway, sorry.
Find it?
Yep, I found it. I'm pulling it up right now.
Yeah, right. RDW, A Tale of Lost Fantasy.
Is this right here?
There we are.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, $23,209, sir. I need to borrow $50. And you send it to me.
Yeah, we're at 90 something percent. Again, it'd be cool if we get it funded because this thing ends on Friday the 13th at 1 p.m. At 1 p.m. Yes, that's me and my cat.
Yo.
I mean, I was told that cats are effective at getting
your nose.
people's attention. Yeah.
They are.
So yeah. Oh man, you got to show pictures of my face there. We should go straight to the artwork.
At
That's
least
the
you're not
least
holding
important
up a
part.
set of dirty drawers.
So yeah. So, but I mean, you're going through the video. We're not going to get to the good parts anytime soon, though. But yeah.
Let me see it.
RDW. Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna scan through it to you.
Oh,
Yeah.
where's that?
Yeah, because if you scroll down, you can just get straight to the artwork and whatnot.
Okay, I'll scroll down.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So RDW is a graphic novel. It's for the first volume of the graphic novel. It's all painted in traditional acrylics, as I mentioned before. It's a book. It's a story about addiction, dealing with addiction and addiction withdrawal in a fantasy setting. So I'm basically combining known tropes of fantasy and lots of folklore from cultures that normally we don't see, like South African, like Latin American, like well, Mozambican. I am from there, anyways. And combining that with your usual tropes, with dragons, elves, and dwarves and whatnot, using that setting as a backdrop for this kind of a real life story of dealing with addiction. So I'm just juxtaposing just the harsh reality of addiction into this world of folklore and fantasy, and telling a story in that context. One thing that you will notice about the artwork, it's actually one of the things that I say in the video, is that my artwork is kind of known. Well, Nandor will know this, but my artwork is kind of known to be a little more visually interactive. Or I try to do that, at least with the viewer. I mean, this page that you're showing right now is a scene where a character just woke up from a fever dream, and the whole scene is rooted in a tree. So all of the panel borderings are made by the branches of the tree, and the last panel is the tree with its roots and the character at the bottom there, which would then signify this scene is rooted in reality. This is the harsh reality. So the fever dream that we were just seeing was just that, a fever dream. Okay. So the whole book has this kind of imagery that is evocative, that is basically not. I don't count on just your panel-to-panel action to tell you the story. The layout and the color palette is part of the story that I'm trying to tell. I mean, if I go deep into this, we're not going to leave this here today. But I would say that the bigger elements of the books, or the bigger elements of the story, is again trying to deal with addiction, most specifically methamphetamine addiction. This is kind of a special methamphetamine, but I am just using the quote unquote potion or whatever as just as a metaphor for meth. And this character is going through. So this is just a volume 1. Obviously, if it gets funded, there will be a volume 2 that I already wrote and penciled. There's a volume 3 that I'm like halfway through writing and penciling as well. The campaign is to fund me painting the remainder of the book and to printing and shipping costs. I have I'm glad that I know some of my friends are some of known names in the industry, so I can ask them to do pinups for the book. so I got some good of top tier names to do pinups for the books as incentives for people that are interested. So I got your names like Nick Bradshaw, I got Margaret Sauvage, I got Raphael Bukarki, I got Bengal, a bunch of people that they're pretty well known in the mainstream. So people that are familiar with comics would get drawn into the project.
You
But
don't have Varian Grant. I'm offended. I'm just kidding.
I am so. The thing is, these are incentives. Like if you read the stuff of the incentives, they're like, I stop at 300 people because I just couldn't think of more. Like I couldn't be more bold to ask other people. So I'm like, yeah, I'll stop at 300 pledges with the incentives. But you don't know that 350, there's a variant one.
Yeah, exactly. There's a variant, and what you have to understand too is that, again, Marco came to me, says, Varian, look, I want you on the project, and I said, well, listen, you can't announce me till later. I'm too big of a name.
That's the point. That's
I'm
a super
too big
special
of a name.
Yeah.
You have to wait. By the way, I don't know if you guys. Well, I've told people this before on the show. I gotta take some pretty heavy medication at night. I guarantee you, I'm seeing this tonight outside the window. So I'm probably not gonna sleep well. Thanks, Marco.
Oh man, that's Abigail Harding. She's a British illustrator. Man, she draws some creepy shit. That's awesome. What's your stuff?
Yeah.
So one of the things that I also like is that, as I mentioned, the fact that I'm bringing like different folklore into the story there is that there are monsters, there's magic, there's monsters in this setting here. And like, for as much as I already drew, already penciled it, everything and whatnot, I can only imagine what Abby's gonna like, what her pinup is gonna be like. You look at her artwork, you're like, okay, you can only imagine whatever creepy, weird shit she's gonna come up with, just as a pinup. I mean, I am glad that I'm doing the book, but I'm very, very happy that I get this caliber of people just doing pinups, helping it out.
Yeah.
It looks like amazing. The goal. Yeah, the goal of the book is to be like to be like a hardcover edition. There's incentives upwards to. I mean, if you're interested, if you're an art collector and you like some, let's just say, alternative storytelling in your comic book artwork, there is even artwork that I have available for what I used initially as a pitch when I was pitching this book to different companies before. I wrote and painted a short story. This is when I was just using acrylics. Watercolors and acrylics. So I painted it out. And I didn't use the story for the book, but elements of the story, the mood of the story, obviously the visuals, and even some of the characters involved in this short story are part now the canon of this world that I have created. So they're actually heavily featured in book 2. But I mean, as I said, there is one too many things to highlight about this, but the essential is this. This is a book in which I am trying to relay a real kind of a quote unquote real life story of somebody dealing with methamphetamine addiction and withdrawal as they're dealing with what they think is grief. And one of the things that I'm highlighting on when I say grief is that throughout the series of books that I will do, we will be exploring the 5 stages of grief using color palette. So that for those that are into that kind of color theory stuff, there should be something for you there as well. The only sad thing in all of this is that the campaign is running out. I mean, there's only hours left a day and a half to go till Friday, Friday the 13th at 1 p.m. So here's to hoping that this thing gets funded. There's tiers for everybody's from your run-of-the-mill. There is a digital edition of the book. There's even a tier where you get the hardcover edition of the book, the digital edition of the book, that short story that I mentioned, all lettered and whatnot, and behind the scenes with the script and artwork in which I go step by step on why do I choose the layout, what message I'm trying to convey, what is the color palette, all that stuff. Even what is my acrylic technique that I'm using there for those interested. So yeah, I really don't know. Like on one hand, I'm thinking there should be like a buttload of shit that I need to highlight, and on the other hand, I'm like, I don't know what is spoiler and what isn't.
Is this on Indiegogo?
Oh, this is on Kickstarter.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's RDW: A Tale of Lost Fantasy Volume 1 on Kickstarter. Yeah, it's a 56 hardcover book with a 40-page story, at least 10 pinups extra, and a lot of added information about the world, about the setting, about the concept, and whatnot. And if you guys have a question or two, because again, I have a billion things that I can talk about it, and we only have so much time.
Well, I like to say too, he's made $23,209. That's Canadian. That's like $10 here in the US. But
oh no. That's American, because you see the conversion right then and there. Because my goal is 33 Canadian, which is like 25 American, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So we are like I have, as I said, I have tiers there for original artwork, and one of the pieces is like if it get purchased, if that piece gets purchased, the book is funded. Right. So art collectors out there, go buy my artwork.
61 hours to go.
61 hours.
Yeah, 61 hours to go.
With 1,800 left to go on the goal.
Yeah.
1,800 American.
So everybody listening, and we got a lot of you around the world right now. That number's actually, I'm gonna take the number down because that number's not accurate right now. We're at 45,000 listening on Indie Radio. Guys, go over there, check out RDW on the Kickstarter. RDW Volume 1. You can't help it. You can't help but see it. It's right there. Marco Rudy is who you're gonna be looking for. Fantastic artwork. I know you listen on the radio, you can't see it.
Just one last thing that I would say is that, again, for those I mean, this is what everybody will say, if you're looking for something different, my book is that thing, so yeah, go check it out. But to be quite honest, and if you're familiar with my artwork, you will know that my layout and storytelling is very, very unconventional. As I said, I try to involve the reader in the process of telling the story. If you see something, if you pay attention to what's going on in the layout, you will be directly involved in a story and that much more informed of what's going on. So that's something that is happening. And the other thing that I would highlight is the fact that I combine your usual Western folklore with elves, dragons, and whatnot, elves, dwarves, dragons, with folklore from other places that you haven't seen, like the Kingdom of Benin in what used to be Nigeria in the continent of Africa. So if you're curious about stuff like that, I mean, I can just give you one little snippet. The Kingdom of Benin invented the sewer system before Egypt and before the Greeks. So there's a lot of stuff that you may find in these stories. There's a lot of stuff that I'm trying to convey. So if you want to help out with book 1, book 2, and book 3, that much more possible to happen. So I hope you can give it a boost.
Yeah, $23,209. I think you're gonna make it.
I sure hope so.
Oh yeah, Marco, you got this, man. I mean, there's no one who, I mean, look at your art and just
thanks.
Instant buy. I mean, yeah, I mean, I backed it day one at like the $100 tier because I'm just like, dude, like, you have it. You're an amazing artist, and like, this looks like such a different original story too. And like, I'm so interested in what you're gonna do with it. And I know you've been working on this for years. Like, I remember.
Yeah.
I
3
remember
years.
teasing it.
I mean, like again, we're going on a tangent here, and yes, I'm not gonna take all the time. I swear,
It's okay,
but
Marco. You go ahead.
but one thing like spins from the fact that like back when I was my last current like ongoing series with Marvel was the Bucky Barnes series, and then I got invited to have lunch with Axel Alonso there, and to
Mhm.
pitch ideas. So I pitched a Master of Kung Fu series that he liked. I co-wrote it and painted the pitch. Like I made a short story just to see what happened. I pitched it to him. He liked. He shopped it around. He kept shopping around for like months, and has this thing like kept just taking more and more time to take flight, which it never did. I just kind of like formulated this idea, kept going with the idea, and this is what's happening. So at the end of the day, this is two things. This is the fact that I pitched this to Marvel and this Master of Kung Fu stuff, and it didn't happen. And at the same time, I pitched to the company that made the video game The Witcher. I pitched them my version. Well, I was like, dude, I love this series. Let me be your artist. I can draw anything you want. Like I emailed them like 5 times and never got an answer. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna create my Witcher series myself. And here we are. So at the end of the day, if you're familiar with The Witcher and you like that type of storytelling, you will find something familiar in the stories that I'm telling.
And again, that's RDW Volume 1, found over on Kickstarter.
Yes, RDW, A Tale of Lost Fantasy.
And if, in my opinion, if you have to compare the art to something, because I know our radio listeners are out there and they might not be able to run over to Kickstarter right away, you can imagine Neil Adams at the height of his storytelling capabilities, like back during his Dead Man work, very bold, very inventive composition, only painted.
That's high praise, man. Thanks.
It's just amazing work. Everybody needs to run over there and check that out. Yeah. RDW Volume 1 on Kickstarter. Again, it's another one of those products. So you go over and you take a look at it and you go, this has got to be funded. It's just an incredible piece of work.
Thanks, man.
Gorgeous.
And now we let me see. I mean, pull up 8-Bit Shinobi's work because he is next, and he's one of our final people. Now you got the arcade bar.
We need to inform our affiliates that we are running long.
Yeah. Meredith, if you are listening, you need to cut us, Meredith, off of the indie event. We might be last.
What is our radio number?
We got up to 42, but I have to go over the.
Oh, we're still climbing though.
Yeah. So yeah. But now, did you want me to show the arcade bar or the YouTube video?
The YouTube video.
Okay, let me bring that up.
The chat is still open, by the way, but I don't see it very active. Come on, guys. Take a look at this book. It's incredible.
So I'm going to bring up the... There we go. Why is everything moving so slow?
While you're looking, I got to say that we've been so lucky here on Indeevent to pull up so many incredibly awesome projects. Just goes to show you the creativity that's out there in the crowdfunding market.
Yeah. So Sean, you got the 8-Bit Shinobi arcade bar. I'm gonna bring up this because now I know last time I played the video, they got mad at me and tried to flag me for the music.
Yeah, don't run it.
Yeah. So I can run the video, but I can't run the music because they're YouTube likes to say you don't own the rights to that. But so tell us a little about the arcade bar and grill.
So speaking with the spookiness of Halloween, I created a book with cocktails from different anime series, comic books, video games, and I basically used to run events where I'd make Japanese food and we'd play video games, and our place would get so packed. People were like, well, why don't you make a business out of that? So we did. And at the same time, we were working on a comic book called Paranormal Academy, a fantasy comic book with with a blue elven prince and a fox spirit. This elven prince, he has to go to the academy to train to fight off evil, but he's gone through so much trauma in his life. He just wants to party and drink.
Sounds like me.
But you don't drink.
I don't drink, but I can definitely see myself. If I was an elf, I would. I got the height. Might as well start. Now, you've been working on that. I know that you showed some bits and pieces of Paranormal Academy before, and you posted a little animated video, which I don't have currently, but you posted an animated video of I was looking at your campaign here, and you've got. Hold on, let me bring this up. So you got 50 days left. You need $7,673, $58. We got to get it up, man.
Yeah,
I need to come to Ottawa and sit back and play video games and eat.
So the best thing about backing us is all our stuff there is handcrafted by local artists.
Mhm.
My brother did the pixel art. Our friend from Mel's Marvels does the tile work. And for everyone who backs the campaign, we're going to give like a discount for when our bar is open. So you can use it towards when our bar is open, or you can use it to our store, whatever you want. Our international backers will get an extra, we'll get a 25%. And that's our arcade cabinet. It has over 20,000 games. It's handcrafted, and we can get console games on there too. And we can make like the list alphabetized. We already got 2 that are built. We have the material to build all 5, and we're going to be doing mini consoles. And for our stretch goals, we're going to give away a glass. Once we hit 200, we're going to add the glass set that comes with a class on how to make your own beer and wine.
See, that's probably a bad thing for me.
Yeah,
that's probably a bad thing for me. I imagine me learning how to make beer and wine is a lot like giving somebody who doesn't like things the Anarchist Cookbook. Because the minute I get a hold of I make my own, I'm not going out to the store again. I mean, then I'll be bad. I'll be bad. So $15. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What do you mean by that? You get an Anarchist Cookbook, you'll be digging up all sorts of stray supplies.
No, they mentioned that on an episode of Law and Order recently. I'm like, yeah, I probably don't need that book. $15 for the pixel art, which is pretty cheap because if you go to Comic-Con, depending on the size of that pixel art, you could end up paying well over $60 for something that's like 4 inches tall. I've seen that stuff get pretty pricey. It's all very nice and very time consuming. My son did some a couple years ago, and he took him to Randy show, as a matter of fact, and he sold a lot of them. So now, Sean, when do you think you're going to get the bar open?
Well, it all depends on
COVID.
the situation. But as it stands now, we're working on mobilizing so that we can get our games into people's houses and raise money towards getting new games. We're always getting new games every day. So I post videos on my YouTube channel. So you see that Terminator machine. I post all the new machines that we get that we're getting. This is I have my cocktail up, one of the recipes. It's called the Dragon of the Darkness Flame, and it actually lights up. It's pretty cool.
See, nope. I'll tell you right now, my dumb ass went a long time ago and drank so much tequila that I damn near killed myself. And the person I was with was like, "Hey, this will make you feel better. Take these pills." And she didn't tell me the pills were Vicodin. So yeah, I had a really rough night. What is that you're making? You're lighting it on fire.
It's called the Dragon of the Darkness Flame.
that a marshmallow?
Yeah.
Oh, we experienced it. Oh, there we go. Hey,
ladies and gentlemen, in Indie Volt first.
Mm-hmm.
Roasting
alcohol burning with. Yeah.
Is that a lime? No.
From the series Yu Yu Hakusho, the Dragon of the Darkness Flame. It based off of the character Hiei, so it's half ice aspiration, half ice spirit and half fire spirit. So that's where I got the mint flavor and the fireball flavor to give those elements.
I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna challenge you at some point, sir, very soon, to make an Indie Volt drink.
I will do that.
Yeah, I challenge you to make it. I challenge you to make an Indie Volt drink, and we'll make Lola drink it, and she'll drink it off screen. You know, whenever anyone tips Lola, she has to drink, and anyone tips her $5, she has to drink. But yeah, guys, I want to thank you all for being here. You've all been great guests. I hope that your campaigns are successful. We're gonna go around, and we're gonna start with Marco. Tell everybody where they can find you at, sir.
I'm pretty easy to find. Marco Rudy, RUDY. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and that's about it. I mean, if you Google me, you will find my DeviantArt, which I last time I updated was a while ago, but it exists and there's artwork there. So yeah, I'm very vocal on social media. Like again, Marco Rudy at Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
And again, your campaign is RDW Volume 1, right?
Yes, the campaign, you can find it on Kickstarter. It is RDW, A Tale of Lost Fantasy, Volume 1. And it ends on Friday at 1 p.m., so help us out.
Get over there. Get over there now.
You don't have much time to get in on that one. So
no.
Exactly.
Over there and give it a look.
Marquise says, really damn great show as always. Thank you, Marquise. Doing for me is another great show. Time to hit the set, maybe.
Yeah, try to get some sleep. Holy crap. That's,
Everett.
It's the sun's going to be up pretty soon where you are, bud.
Yeah.
Hope you get good sleep.
You it is not Everett Herbert. It's
no Hebert. It's a French last name, so we pronounce it Hebert. But anywhere else, up in New England, there's a lot of people with the last name, and they pronounce it Hebert.
Yeah.
You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at eHebertArt. I also have accounts for Humid Press. On Twitter, there's an underscore between it. On the others, it's just Humid Press. I do a weekly post, or mostly weekly, on Humid Press on those channels, where I convention sketches that I've gotten over the years. So you can see some pretty cool stuff on that. I call it Sketchbook Jambalaya. If you look up behind me, that right there is the type of thing you'll see.
Point at it again. There we go.
Well, like this is by Eddie Newell. The one over there.
That's by the great Eddie Newell.
Correct. And that one that I'm pointing at now is the great Tony DeZuniga.
Okay.
So yeah, I've got a lot of cool art by these guys. Some of who are unfortunately not with us anymore. That I've been sharing on there. So even if you're not maybe necessarily interested in superhero stuff or whatever, it might still be of interest for you to take a look at that.
Eddie is very much alive. Eddie's very much alive. I married him to his ex-wife a few years ago.
Eddie is the nicest guy. My God. I enjoyed the time I spent Big Easy Con in 2000, I think it was, hanging out with him, and he was just great. One thing I didn't mention earlier, all the books, it's a complete story in each book, some of them 2 stories. So, if you're tired of multi-part epics that you don't feel like you got a whole read, you might want to try my books for that.
Good old-fashioned.
Yeah. In fact, at one show, I gave a copy of Taffy Jack #1 to Jim Shooter, And the next day, I walked by his booth when he had a lull, and I said, "Well, what'd you think of it?" And Jim Shooter said, "It was good." So that's about as good
Nice.
as it gets for praise.
Told you,
Right there.
told you. Which is why
Yeah.
I'm always happy with my Jim Shooter story. When Jim told me my art was cool, I said
Yeah.
I'll take it.
You got it.
Resident Evil's I know Resident Evil. Well, yeah, Resident Evil's I've been having Resident Evil on the brain lately. I need to play that game. Plus, speaking of games, 8-Bit Shinobi, Indievolt's very own Sommelier. Where can they find you at, sir?
Good segue.
You can find me on Twitter at 8shinobi. You could find me on Facebook at 8-Bit Shinobi. Also, make sure to check out Ottawa VCon. It's our first virtual con where we have tables that guests can click on and go from table to table. So we have Geoff Isherwood's going to be our guest.
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah, so he's going to be at Ottawa VCon, so check it out. We got a lot of cool people. It's free. It's free for anyone to go in. And if anyone wants to be a vendor, spots are open and it's free too.
Cool. That word "free" bothers me, but we'll talk about that later. Nandor, where can they find you at, sir?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Nondor F Schaefer, and on Twitter at Nondor Fox, Facebook Nondor Fox Schaefer. Yeah, I'm seasons on Indiegogo right now. Pretty easy to find. Like you guys said, there's probably not a lot of non-doors out there, at least making comics, so you'll find me pretty easily.
Yeah.
And yeah, man. So thanks for having me on. It's been great.
No problem. No problem.
Good to have you on.
Yeah. And we are now moving to Damian Wampler, who has been very hard for me to have to call Damian Wayne during this whole ordeal, this whole episode. No, Damian, where can they find you at, sir?
Yeah, I'm Damian Wampler, DamianWampler.com. That's where I put most of my stuff. I've got a Facebook page, Damian Wampler Comics and News. Monitor is going to drop on Kickstarter Sunday. It's just a 2-week campaign, 15th to the 30th. And, definitely check me out, follow me. I've got a book coming out through Marcosia next year. It's called Monsterly. And I've got a book coming out through Lucha Comics next year. Also, it's called Arrowhead. It's a science fiction adaptation of Moby Dick. So I've got those 2 books dropping next year. I got a 3rd book in production called The Rum Running Queen. I don't have a publisher yet, but we're going to finish the book and then shop it around. So, yeah, definitely check me out. It'd be great if I could see some of you guys on Monitor on Kickstarter.
Yeah,
Damian, great choice of book behind you. I'm a big fan. The Kabuki, big fan.
Yeah, I've met David a couple times.
Me too. Great guy.
He's got a comic book series out called Cover, right? About
yes, with Bendis.
Yeah, it's about comic book creators who are like going undercover as spies. That was inspired by when I brought him over overseas through one of my programs through my other jobs. So
nice.
And now the man who will one day be AEW World Champion, John the Prince Volton Martin. Sorry. You're muted, sir. There you go. Yeah. Future AEW champion.
Probably not. You can find me all over the interwebs. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It's some variation of John Martin, or John the Viking Prince Voltan Martin. You would be surprised how many people that gets the attention of the nickname. Roland Man said I look like Prince Voltan when he met me, so it's kind of stuck.
I see it. Yep. Hold on. Yeah.
Yeah, and he always pops up, "He's alive," or whatever. But yeah, you can find me all over there. I'm not hard to find.
Miss,
she's been too quiet over in that corner.
Yeah, she has Miss Danny Julian. It's probably, what time is it where you're at, Danny? Because what city are you in? What state?
I'm in San Diego.
Ah, yeah. So yeah,
Best weather.
CC. I live here. You guys are ever in town, ask me where to go. I'll tell you.
All right. Danny, where can they find you online?
All over the interwebs. I'm very active on Instagram. I post a lot of my illustrations there. It's going to be Danny Quick Draw, DANI, like igloo. Quick like a fox, draw a picture. I'm on Facebook, again, same DANI Julian, and Twitter, also Danny Quick Draw. My latest book is Shale City. It's a punk rock fairy tale. Recommended for readers age 15 and up. Also got my Black Dog and Rebel Rose series relaunching probably in the next 2 months with a live action film option that's in the works. And I'm also honestly available if anybody wants to hit me up for pinup and cover art. Always open for that if it pays right. So come look me up.
Is that a piece of your art behind you?
This is my husband's.
Okay.
He's on the list. You see his work all over San Diego.
Sweet.
They used to be able to see my work all over Detroit until
Nice.
So they decided to paint over it. Same here with me and Flint. Yeah.
Indie Princess, your last Indie Vote live of the year.
It is. It's so sad. Everybody's gonna miss me.
You'll be back.
I'll be back tomorrow for my last show of the year.
And who knows, you might be back
at
sooner
9
than
p.m.
they say. So I have
It's supposed to be 4 months, but if you guys want to check on me, see how I'm doing, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Just look up the Indie Princess, and you guys will be able to find me. Check up on me, say hi.
I said she'll be fine. She'll be big crybaby. No, I'll post updates too. And who knows? She'll probably pop in like Randy said. They say 4 months. You know, she's a tough cookie. She broke her leg, went to work the next day with a cast on. They didn't even know until someone finally looked down and noticed she had a big cast on her leg.
You got this.
Yeah. Appendix got removed, went to work the next day. She's a tough cookie, so we'll see. Mr. Zimmerman, where can they find you at?
She has to be a tough cookie to deal with you, right?
She has to be. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Hey, you can find me on Facebook under Randy Zimmerman. You can find me on the Twitter under Randy Zim. I don't twit very often, but when I do, it's Randy Zim with 2 M's over there. Other than that, I do the Zim Geek channel over on YouTube. It's ZIMMGEEK, where I put up an occasional cartooning instructional video and an occasional talk about the comic industry. Please like and subscribe over there because I put up videos sporadically, so I don't promise one very often, but I've got one brewing now that might be up very shortly. So, and other than that, it's the Indie Volt podcast channel, the Indie Volt Radio Network. Like this podcast here every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Then again on Thursday morning at 9 a.m. for the Breakfast Buzz. Varian and I will be back on that. And then I will be also doing the Sunday Funnies at 9 a.m. on Sunday. And all those times are Eastern time. So please set your clocks accordingly. That's all Eastern Standard Time because, like last Sunday, we caught 3 English creators and had a blast on Sunday Funnies. So it was a lot of fun.
If you want to have your questions answered and you want us to make fun of you, and by the way, everyone should make sure that Quincy Gutierrez is not buying comics from them because you know what happens.
And I think we should make a special note too of thanks to Eric. He sent us an incredibly long email with a lot of incredible points, and I'm sorry we didn't address it here, Eric, but we will be addressing all of your points very shortly on a future broadcast.
Yeah, we may have to do a special episode, Randy. We may have to do a special. We'll talk about it. We'll figure out how we can do it. Indievote Live at indievote.com is where you want to send those emails to. Include Indievote Live in the subject, and please keep those emails to 90 words or less so I can fit them on those nice little electric lightning bolt cards. If you want to listen in on Indievote, you can 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Indievote Radio. You can listen to that by downloading the app on Google Play if you have an Apple phone, you can always check out Streamer and listen to us on there. Just type in Indeevent Radio, or you can ask Alexa to learn the skill, and she will play Indeevent Radio for you. Lots of independent music, shows dealing with comics. We got another great show on there called Supersonic Pod Comics. We just started. Very exciting show. Like that one. And so yeah, and then Indeevent TV on Roku, absolutely free. Indeevent TV, independent movies, some wrestling content, some documentaries coming very, very soon. But Indeevent TV is available now on your Roku. Check it out. It's all very entertaining stuff, and it's free. As much as I hate that word, it is free. So Randy, that's it for us. We're out of here. We'll see everybody. Randy and I'll see everybody Thursday morning.
We might. Well, all of us might be back for that Geekgasm tomorrow night.
Yeah. We had to see Lola off. Yeah. So, and of course, Geekgasm is this show, but just women. It's It's a little bit more raunchier.
Comics from a female perspective. Yeah.
We'll have to definitely maybe get Danny on there at some point too. She'd be very good.
Let me know.
She'd be really good on that. Yeah.
All right, guys, we're gonna take ourselves out of here. Everyone, stay safe, make a lot of money, finish those campaigns up.
I'll take us out.
All right. Here we go.
Any last words, anybody?
Thank you for having me.
Take care.
Yeah, thank you.
Take care, guys. Stay safe.
Thank you so much for being on, everybody. We
You're always
appreciate
welcome to come back.
What's our end radio number?
Ending radio number, Randy, is 52845. So
Nice.
worldwide.
Absolutely.
Want to thank Ireland. Want to thank Ireland, Australia, and yeah, I don't know whether. Okay, yeah, yeah. I see now how they did it. And yeah, and China's there too.
Great projects tonight. Plus, remember that this program is archived over on YouTube on the Indeevent Radio channel. Please go over there, subscribe, and like that video. Leave a comment if you like. YouTube counts all of that into the algorithms.
Well, not Indeevent Radio, just regular Indeevent.
Yeah, not Indeevent Radio, regular Indeevent channel. Did I say Indeevent Radio?
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, Indeevent over on YouTube. All of our podcasts are archived over there for your listening pleasure and convenience. So go over there and subscribe and like that channel. We keep hoping that someday we'll be monetized by YouTube so people can come in and snipe our copyright money or do whatever they have to do. We have to worry about the quality of our content and, YouTube standards. Anyway, okay. Other than that, everybody take care, stay healthy, stay safe. We'll talk
Don't
to you
do anything
soon.
I do.
All right.
We don't want to start making lists now. Right. Okay, everybody, take care.
Take
We'll see you soon.
Good night.
And I just ran the opening instead of the.
Yay! Think about what you've accomplished.
How dare you?
Then I'm all gravy, baby.
And who's your favorite Marvel Comics hero? Mine is Superman.
What the fuck is the matter with people in this business?
You bunch of losers! You're working with a professional here!
Just shut up and go home, will you?